Hey everyone, I'm back here with another devlog for my GameCube game that I'm working on, and this time I'm going to keep the video much shorter and straight to the point. So I'm just going to show you guys some of the things I've been working on since the last update, and one big change is that going forward, I'm going to be working mostly on Windows. I'm going to try to get the game running on Windows first, and get all the features and the gameplay all worked out first, and then port it over to GameCube afterwards. And the reason I'm doing that is because making the game is the harder part for me. I really enjoy doing performance profiling and optimization and just porting different features over to other platforms. So I really think getting the game onto GameCube part will be more enjoyable for me. So I'm trying to get the tough part, which is actually making a game, out of the way. And so that's doing things like art and music. And I mean, those are fun, but I'm bad at them. And they kind of take me a while. But if I can grind through that and eventually get to the part where I have a somewhat full game, and then I can just port it over to GameCube at that point, and hopefully most of the stuff is just optimization. I mean, all the features should pretty much be working, aside from some random bugs that might pop up. Okay, so the first thing that I added since the last update was the ability to bake lighting in Engine, actually. And this is baking lighting into vertex colors, but I'm not actually using it right now. And that's really because you need a high number of vertices to really get some accurate lighting information across. And also, I'm using vertex colors for doing texture blending between different textures on my materials. So it was kind of conflicting with that. So in the future, I might try baking lighting into textures, but I just don't have the time for that right now. So I ended up not using my light baking feature, but it's still there and I'll improve on it in the future. But the next big thing I added was adventure mode. And so here we are at the main menu again, and it's pretty much the same. I now have them split between adventure and arcade mode. And arcade mode will be there for platforms that can't support a full adventure mode because they're not powerful enough, like PSP or maybe even 3DS. Anyway, but you can still edit your deck. There will be bots you can battle, and there will be like a lot more than just these bots we have here. But you'll unlock them as you play, and you'll get better rewards, and you'll improve your deck, and you can still do net matches. Okay, now we're going to go to adventure mode. And warning, you're about to get a jump scare of like a weird goblin homunculus creature. Ah, there it is. Okay, so that's just my bad art. Anyway, you can create 3 different profiles, and you can name yourself. You can give yourself some random names. Got some really amazing names being randomly generated here. Rick is great. I love it. Anyway, and then you can customize your character. You can go, there's a few different hairstyles. All very low poly and low resolution textures, but anyway, you got some facial hairs. Gotta have a mustache. And there's different hair colors you can choose. And those would be easy to add more of. You can change your skin tone and also your eye color. And will I add a female body type? I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work, actually. And maybe this is just like a men's Battle City tournament for a children's card game. Anyway, yeah, I went with the kind of like Battle City setup where this is actually like in the exosphere somewhere, high above Earth, and you're invited to go to this tournament for all these elite card players or something. Anyway, it's just an excuse to be able to create environments and go around and explore them. And yeah, so I just picked up some items, put on some clothes. Got some debug dialogue scripts there. Got some NPCs, and some of them walk around, some of them follow routes. Yeah, this is like the welcome center area. There's an elevator there that would take you up higher to a different area. We'll see later. Okay, talk to this guy, why not? And up here is a little cafe, which will be an interior zone you can go into. See, there's an NPC here that has like a little spinny particle around him. Those NPCs that have that particle mean that you can battle them. Just a little indicator. This, eventually will be a cafe once I implement it with more NPCs and like different quests and stuff. And yeah, there's just some random little cave tunnel here. You can go up here. and this is a hotel zone that you will be able to go to. You could sleep there if you want, and it'll increase the passage of time. Otherwise, time normally progresses when you battle an NPC, but certain events only happen at night, or certain NPC locations will vary based on the time of day. Also, lighting and stuff will change based on time of day. And yeah, this is the back area of the hotel. And there's, that elevator goes up there. Yeah, really no reason for all this. Just an environment to explore. And I feel like I'm getting some practice making levels, which is like, it's really tough. And I definitely have a lot more appreciation for all the level designers out there, because it is, I don't see how they do it. It's tough. And last thing I just want to show is this little hidden area down here. If you jump to the waterfall thing, you get to go to this cave over here. And you'll notice that like there's a slight fog in here, and I have a little fog trigger that adds some fog. And also there's some lighting here too. Some little sparkle particle effects going on. And yeah, let's just talk to this guy and do a battle, just to prove that you can go in and out of battles. And hey, this is the arena that we know from before. So I'm just gonna zoom through this, use the turbo button. And yeah, it's pretty much working. And the cards that you get as rewards from the battles, they stay with you after the battle, and you can adjust your deck in adventure mode. Okay, I'm just gonna use my debug button to win the match. Explode the Nexus. And now there's a little outro screen after you beat a battle. And this is where you will get rewards, and there's different rarities and different booster packs. So like, it's configured on the bot's data sheet, like which booster packs they give, and that determines what rarities. I'll just exit the cave, and then, you know what? I'm not really focusing on GameCube or Wii, but I think I might as well try getting this running on Wii, because it would be nice to at least have one platform other than Windows where I know the game is running. And obviously some things are going to be not working 100% correct, or just looking not correct. And before we even go over to try to run it on Wii, one thing I know I need to optimize is the NPCs. There's a bunch of skeletal meshes being rendered and animated. So I'm just going to add a cold distance for the NPCs, which they're called travelers here in the code. And if once they're outside that range, they will be set to invisible, so you won't be able to see them, and it won't update the bones or skin the vertices, because these actually are CPU skinned characters. Another optimization that I need to do is to handle the lights, because on my Vulkan implementation, every draw has its own lights gathered, so it only uses the lights that are nearby and affecting it. On GameCube, I have everything using the same set of lights. Every single draw will use that same set of lights. So I could try making it per draw. Might be expensive on the CPU, but what I did instead is you still keep that global light setup, but just fade the lights in and out as you move around. So the ones nearest to the camera will fade in. And this is actually something I saw when I was playing one of the Grand Theft Auto games on PSP. It faded into lights and it looked fine. So I was like, you know what? I think I'll try that. And okay, it's booting up in Dolphin. And let's do it. Let's create a new character. Okay, wow. Look, it is, it's actually rendering. It looks like it was at 30 frames per second when I was looking towards everything, when everything was in the view frustum. When I'm looking away, it seems like the CPU load is a little less. And yeah, there it was spiking back up to 30. Okay, but that's pretty good. The fact that it's even hitting 60 FPS here is nice. And you'll notice that the culling stat on the CPU stats on the top right, it's really high, but that's not actually just the culling. Inside that culling stat is also where meshes are animated and also particles are animated or simulated, and their vertex buffers are generated. So yeah, it's a lot more than just culling the scene. And yeah, we can still get into battle. So this is looking really promising. Yeah, I think let's just go see if it runs on Wii. Okay, so actually I did just run it on Wii and it was crashing, and it was because of a null pointer access violation, and so I did fix that, and it is running now, so I'll let you check it out. We'll create a new character. Okay, and the load times are actually really atrocious right now, so I'll have to figure out what's going on there. So I'll just speed up through this load sequence right here. But yeah, we're in game, and the frame rate is a little worse, as you can see. Like, I'm looking away from the island, and it's at 30 frames per second right now. And my theory is that this is because the GPU is taking longer to render everything, and on an emulator, it is just offloading all that to the graphics card, and it's like instantly rendering all of it. But on the Wii, the CPU is waiting for it to finish, and that's why it's taking so long. And I do have a ton of like dense particle systems over there, like the clouds and also the grass and the trees. And here I'm using the strategy I learned from running through Ironforge on World of Warcraft. You just look at the ground and you'll increase your frame rate. But yeah, besides the frame rate issues, which are a little worse than I was hoping, it is playable, and we're getting into battle. And the battle also, I guess, has a bit of a loading time. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And yeah, it's working. So there are a few ways I can improve performance on Wii, and one of those is like using levels of detail for meshes. Obviously, just another one's reducing the amount of overdraw, like on particles, and also on foliage and the grass. Just having so much overdraw is killing the GPU, and then also having like cull distance for just most objects in general, not just the NPCs that are walking around. That should have a pretty big impact. And as far as what's next for me, I think I'm going to be working on getting more of the gameplay ready and fleshing out like the cards and spells, adding more monsters. And then after doing that, to make the combat more interesting, I'll go back and add the next zone to the game. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.